Welcome everyone, I'm ESL teacher Lisa. Today I want to talk about an article that I found and I want to share with you that was quite significant. The article talked about the importance of English in the modern workplace. And so I will again link it below if you want to see the entire article. It's entitled, "My Company Disqualifies Valedictorians Who Don't Speak English from First Round of Interviews." It was quite an interesting read. I'm going to touch on some of the main points. So the author of this article, who is a business owner, argues that English proficiency is essential for success in many fields, especially in IT or information technology. But I want to go back to an interesting detail. He doesn't just dismiss anyone if they don't speak English. He's dismissing even valedictorians. So do you remember what a valedictorian is? For those that don't know, a valedictorian is a student who has the highest grade point average, or GPA, in their graduating class of a high school. It could also be of a university or college. You are the one with the highest GPA. And then you're given the honor of giving a speech addressing your graduating class at graduation. And that speech reflects on the student's collective achievements, experiences, and that person will offer advice for the future. So this business owner is saying, if you don't speak English, even if you're the valedictorian, top of your class, you are dismissed from first round of interviews. So I want to touch on some significant points in this article. He also points out that English proficiency can open up many more opportunities, such as a higher paying job and international travel. And I know many of you are trying to improve your English because you want a better job, because you want to travel internationally or work for an international company. Then you need to improve your English. However, the author does acknowledge that there are some people who are successful without knowing English. Of course, knowing English doesn't automatically equal success, right? We realize that. He believes, though, that this is often due to other factors such as family wealth or connections. So what does that tell you? If you don't come from a wealthy family, many of us don't, or you don't have these connections, you're going to have to rely on your English even more. Overall, the author does believe that learning English is a valuable investment that can benefit people in many ways. Notice that the word investment is used. Learning a language is investment. Why? You have to take the time to improve. You have to spend money sometimes to improve, for going to group classes, getting a tutor, maybe buying books, paying for apps. It's an investment, but it's worth the effort. So here are some additional points to think about why learning English is important. English is the language of business. I'll say that again. English is the language of business. English is the most common language used in international business. So if you want to work for a multinational company or do business with people from other countries, you will need to be able to communicate in English effectively. Second point is that English is the language of science and technology. So most scientific research is published in English. If you want to be a scientist, engineer, a doctor, you'll need to read and understand English. Another point, English is the language of the internet. The vast majority of information on the internet is in English. So if you want to have access to the latest information and resources, you will need to be able to understand English. And a final point, English can help you travel the world. Yes, English is spoken in many countries around the world. If you speak English, then you are better equipped to communicate with people from around the globe, because English could be the language that connects us. So you might travel to another country, you don't speak their language, they don't speak yours, but you use English to connect. So it certainly could help with communication when you travel. So learning English is a valuable skill, and most of you know that can benefit you in many ways. It can help you get a better job, travel the world, and have access to information and resources. So I wanted to share that article because it's a real world business owner, his experience, and he directly saying, don't bother if you don't speak English to apply at our company. And many companies are following suit. They're saying, if you don't speak English well, we cannot offer you a position. And of course they have that right, especially if it's an international company or you're going to need English for some of the areas that I discussed. So what do? Just keep improving, keep speaking, keep practicing, keep increasing your vocabulary. Do what you can to improve little by little. And what time you put into practicing is what you get out. So if you put very little time to improving your English, it will be a slow process. Some of you don't have a lot of time. That's fine. Try to do a little bit each day. Be consistent. Sometimes that's better than a volume of time. Just be consistent instead of, I'm going to study English like crazy for 1 month, and then you don't study for 6 months, and then you study like crazy for 1 month, and then you don't study for 8 months. It's better to study for 5 minutes a day consistently over the course of a year. You will see progress. For any additional resources, please check the description of this video. If you want your kids to get interested in reading and writing English, I'll put the link to a program that's been well reviewed. Also, if you're looking for a tutor or teacher, there's some companies that I recommend. I will soon be doing my own group classes, so I will be sure to post that in the community chat on YouTube or below this video when that is open. And I will create another video when everything is ready to show you how to sign up and how everything is going to be structured and how I like to do conversation. So I will see you in the next video.